Welcome to Create LARPS for All LLC. You can reach out to us at createlarpsforallllc@gmail.com. We're going to be focused on LARP creation and LARP content. Good to see you. Hope you enjoy the video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Keep being awesome. Now, why is there a player hit point cap of 75 in this game? Well, it's to encourage people working together. Everyone starts off with 25 hit points, which means against a standard monster you can only take 5 hits. And the only way to reach the cap of 75 is to get stacks from other players, to get armor, to get magic items, to get weapons, to get a food buff that is temporary hit points. But it prevents one player from being like, I have 1,000 hit points, I can fight everything, nothing can hurt me. But it does mean that the players that take the time to get stacks from other players, to get magic items, to eat their food, to listen to the music and become inspired to go to battle, they will be able to survive longer than those who don't. It makes it to where teamwork is required to win. It also keeps the game moving a little bit, because if people could stack forever, if there were no limits to the stacking, then some people would never go fight. They would just sit there and stockpile forever. Whereas it's when you've hit the hit point cap, you have all the stacks you can use in combat or to overcome a skill challenge. Well, let's go do something. We're heroes. We're adventurers. We're ready. Let's go. But you can't stack yourself. You can't give hit points to yourself. You can only get hit points from other players. You can only give your hit point giving skills to other players. So everyone's going to want to reach those caps, so everyone's got to work together. Now, as for player damage and skill caps, those are at 20. Now you're saying, but we only get skills at a 10 and a 5. How do I get to a 20? The only way to hit 20 as your damage is to burn your plus 5s or plus 10s you got from other players to reach that number, to reach 20. The same for like, oh, I don't have the chef skill, but I'm helping out a chef. I could use it at level 1, or I can burn 4 stacks of plus 5 and throw a 20 at this skill challenge and hope that we win and get some kind of reward that gives all of us some stacks back, or there's just some really cool story that happens from me contributing those stacks that I got from another player. But the only way to reach the maximum damage or the maximum skill output of 20 is by using stacks from other players. However, if you have like a 10 and you've got like a really powerful gear item, you can be swinging for 10 every round for your damage. You just won't be able to hit the 20 all of the time. But you'll be doing 10 times more than the person who only has the 1. After they burn through their stacks, they're going to be like, oh, we really need this fighter to come help us. So it really does encourage a little bit more cooperation there. And it makes it to where one player is not the strongest. Players working together, using their stacks appropriately, can take down challenges way above them. And these challenges are there to burn through the stacks so that you guys can have some downtime again. You go out there, you do some cool things, you save the day, you have some cool stories, and then it's time to recharge. It's time to go get those stacks back so that you can swing for 20s if a monster shows up. And yeah, that's how the damage cap and the skill cap work. Now, I've spent a little bit talking about the various limits and caps. Some folks are wondering, why have limits? Why have caps? Well, it's to encourage cooperation and working together, but more than that, there are some LARPs that are very realistic, and so if this is a teaching LARP trying to teach you how to play LARP at various different events in various different genres, they don't have to just be fantasy. Well, then you need to teach that there are limits or what the limitations can be. I think a game with limits is more fun than a game without limits, because a game with limits sort of helps you figure out how to play within those rules. It also has killed a few LARPs where they have a player show up from another state that's been in LARPing for 30 years and spent a bunch of money. They're level 150. The average player level for the LARP is 20. Well, that player doesn't need anybody else. They're the star of the show. They can fight almost everything there by themselves. They probably have magic items. They probably have a lot of things that the other players don't have. This game balances everything to where if you pick 10 in something, you're good at it. With a few stacks, you're the best possible at it. And if you need help and you want to overcome a skill challenge or you want to fight some monsters and other people didn't take those skills, well, they can get stacked and come with you and fight for a little while as well as you can. Now, what you pick will matter. It will help, and you get to be the best at one of these skills and good at some other skills. And you're able to stack other people and get them stronger, and they're able to get you stronger, and it encourages a lot of cooperation. Some of these LARPs, if you don't fight together, the monsters will just roll you, and it'll be a bad time for everybody. Whereas if you know, okay, if I use my abilities to make this player stronger, and they use theirs to make me stronger, and we go fight that monster together, we're probably going to win. And if we don't win, we're at least going to put up a heck of a fight, and it's going to be a cool story. That's good. That's a good game. I know I've mentioned before getting defeated. What does defeated mean? Some games have a lot of different levels of being defeated. Some games you get defeated, you just go res, that's it, you get dropped. Some games you drop to 0, you can be healed, kind of like D&D, you're unconscious, you can be picked back up. This game, you either have 1 hit point or you're defeated. And if you're defeated, be sportsmanlike, take the effect, drop to a knee. If you're with a bunch of players, someone will have the reform and revive skill. If you reform where your body is, you can pick up your gear. You still lose all your stacks. So any of your temporary bonuses, runesmithing stuff, all of that's gone. But your armor, you can pick those back up. And maybe a player can pick those up for you as they're running away. But if you get defeated and there's no one around, or your whole party gets wiped, everyone who with you on the module got defeated, you go back to town, someone can reform and revive you, your stuff is gone. There's no retrieving it, it's gone. You start stacking again, you get new armor, you get new weapons, you get new stacks, you get ready to go back out there and tell that monster who's boss for what they did to you, or go get those bandits, or fight that giant that did this to you. But then the people that are waiting back in town that don't like the combat, you come back, they bring you back, they have something to do. They got to get you new armor, they got to get you stacked up, they want to hear about how the fight went, what went wrong, what happened. Maybe you need an ice sword if it was like some sort of fire creature. And so that is how to handle getting defeated. It's not the end. There is no permanent death in this game. So when you get defeated, just take it. The monsters will too. Permanent death for NPCs and for monsters, depending on the story. Maybe an ST has like some sort of lich-like creature that can come back a few times, or you have to find its weakness, or a mummy that just gets back up, or a troll that you have to burn it, go get some stacks and figure out how to take it out. But generally, getting defeated is not the end, it's just a learning experience. So some LARPs have different abilities and classes and features for those with disabilities, those with physical disabilities, and those sometimes with mental challenges or disabilities. This game, as long as you can do the verbals or have someone to read your sign language if you're not good at speaking, or someone that can help you interact with anything that would require vision or hearing. It has a lot of built-in disability access simply because you can get as theatrical as you want with it, but it's numbers back and forth. It's practicing playing LARP. It's getting invested in the stories. The stories are almost more important than a lot of the combat. There are a lot of boffer LARPs out there where the combat is more important than the story. And you can have some pretty cool combats. You can sit down and work out, all right, I'm going to dodge this, I'm going to attack this, I'm going to dodge, attack. We'll see who's still standing. We'll run the math before we get out there and fight, and then go, okay, now we've mathed out the scene. I get dropped, this guy gets dropped, these two survive, and the monster gets defeated at that point. Let's go out there and roleplay it, have a good time doing it. But then if you've got someone who's, wheelchair bound, they can still participate in the fight without having to sit back and go, well, I just can't go to the cool things because I can't move around anymore. No, everyone has the same ability, especially since the rounds are quick, but they're verbal and effects are automatic. Has a lot of disability access built in. Thank you for watching the video. Again, like, comment, subscribe, dislike. Hope to see you in the next one. If there's something about the LARP you'd like to learn, it's eventually going to show up on the channel. If there's something about a different LARP you'd like to learn, I'd like to film it, get it up here, research it, know a lot of people in the community, and if I don't know them, I'm willing to reach out and figure out whatever you'd like to know about LARPing. There's so many different genres, there's lots of ways to do this, and there's no reason why you can't just do this at home with your friends and have a good time.